reason does the government give you guys when they cut off access visitation? Right? You said it's mandated to have a weekly call. What do they tell you is the reason for why it's not happening?
Well, we actually haven't been given an official reason, but I think there was a press conference held by a spokesperson for the army just last week, last Friday, where he alluded to the fact that it was because every time he gets a visit, there's some sort of tweet put out or what he thinks is some sort of incitement to unrest.
They say that he's not allowed to do political statements.
No, they say he's not allowed.
They
say he's not allowed to speak about politics at all.
Do you guys talk politics with him?
No, not really. We normally just talk about personal things, and then the only time, not even politics, the only time we've brought up how we can help in any way, the line was cut off after 5 minutes immediately. So
how does it work, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what is the protocol? If you want to try and call your dad tonight, what do you do?
No, there's no way. It's just not possible.
When you got through to him in the past, how did you do it?
It wasn't scheduled at all. We just get a WhatsApp message saying, you can call from prison in 1 hour, wherever you are.
This could be like 6 a.m. even.
While you're like in sleeping.
At 6 a.m. on a Saturday, we'll get a message saying, be on the line in 3 hours or 2 hours. And we missed some, which were the most infuriating. Because you wake up and suddenly you have missed call from this random WhatsApp number, which we know is the WhatsApp number. So
that's the kind of notice they gave you when they were allowing it, and now you're not even getting those messages.
No.
You said you want to go to Pakistan next month, January, if your visa applications are approved. In September, I interviewed Pakistan's defense minister, Khaja Asif, in New York, and he guaranteed to me that you won't be arrested. Let them come, he said. Jemima Khan, Imran's ex-wife, said in July of this year, my children are not allowed to speak on the phone to their father.
They are.
Pakistan's government has now said if they go there to try and see him, they too will be arrested and put behind bars.
No, it will never happen.
You haven't threatened his children.
I can guarantee that.
You're giving a guarantee that Imran Khan's son, Sulaiman and Qasim, and go to Pakistan and meet with their father.
Yeah.
You're giving that guarantee right now.
They can come.
And they won't be arrested. They won't be detained.
They won't be arrested. They won't be harmed.
Okay. Well, we've seen it. Let's see.
Let them come.
Do you believe the defense minister? Do you believe it's safe for you to now go to Pakistan and visit your dad in person?
Well, they openly said that they stated that we would get arrested if we went there and joined what's going on there.
No, but the defense minister said to me, you won't be arrested.
Exactly. So they've flipped on that. And now, I don't know, we'll see. But to be honest, I think now they've stated it a couple of times publicly, that should be enough of an assurance for us. So
you're going in January?
Well, yeah, that's the plan, I think. And it's good that we've been guaranteed, supposedly.
Maybe Khaja Asif could meet you at the airport.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to guarantee it, because I know there's lots of different power centers in Pakistan.
And
someone else might say we didn't get the message. I was interested when you said that, because it is a challenge, and I'm sure people will be worried about you guys going there because of all what's happened to the PTI. Not just Imran Khan, we should point out there are many members of the party who've been in prison, detained, house arrested, etc. Human Rights Watch has just put out a report recently about violence taken towards party members. Last month, of course, as you know better than me, rumours were swirling online claiming your father had died in prison. The rumours were later dispelled by the country's information minister, Atullah Tarar, who said your father is hale and hearty. What was it like to wake up to online news, quote unquote, that your dad has died? I can't imagine what that must feel like.
Yeah, it was incredibly stressful. I saw it on X pop up on my feed, and I kind of went on WhatsApp and asked my family members in Pakistan, is there any truth to this? And they were quite quick to try and reassure us and say, I'm sure they wouldn't touch him, but the reality was that they hadn't seen him for a whole month. They weren't allowed to see him, so for the whole month of November. So they couldn't actually confirm anything to us. But yeah.
What was it like for you when you saw it?
God, I mean, so it's hard to carry on with your normal life when you're opening your phone every time you go on Twitter or whatever. You're seeing kind of different news, his body being transported from the jail, and all of these reports. It's very hard to just carry on with your normal life when I'm sat in my office working, and then you have that in the back of your head. but you just try and get on with it.
Do you trust Minister Tarar's assessment of your father's health, that he's hale and hearty?
I hope it's true. I hope it is true. But in those conditions, at his age, it's hard to say really. But yeah, I hope it is true.
He's mentally very, very tough, which always gives me confidence. That if anyone could get through this, he can. But it is mental torture, physical and mental torture, and he's really having to kind of test his limits here.
You mentioned the family WhatsApp group, people saying to you, no, they wouldn't do it to him. Alima Khan, Imran's sister, your aunt, tweeted last month that the only reason we believe him to be safe is because the authorities would not dare to hurt even a hair on Imran Khan's head. Do you agree with your aunt?
I mean, maybe I find it. I have a slightly different opinion. What they're doing to him right now is it's torture. Maybe they're not directly, whipping him or whatever, but they are. The conditions he's in are completely inhumane. It's a torture tactic to not allow anyone to speak to him for this amount of time, to shut off electricity. 1 hour a day he's allowed outdoors. That is the definition of solitary confinement. I saw in the interview with Musharraf, he was saying...
This is Musharraf Zaidi, the Prime Minister's spokesman.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. He stated that, it's not solitary confinement, all of this kind of stuff. 23 hours in a cell is solitary confinement. That's the definition of solitary confinement.
And also, sorry, just to add on to that, according to the UN, I think over 15 days without being allowed to any visitations is considered solitary confinement, and he wasn't allowed any visits for the whole of November. So
yeah, the UN Special Rapporteur has also obviously put out this report, which the Pakistani government are rejecting. As it stands, what do you understand to be your father's legal situation? I feel like I can't keep up. Like one case gets dropped, another one gets thrown in. What time is he serving right now? What cases are pending? What charges is he facing? How would you explain it to someone who said, what's your dad on trial for? What's he charged with?
I actually find it very hard to follow as well, because I think there's been over 200 cases now. And just every time these cases are overturned, more cases are filed.
They have them ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't want him out.
Yeah. I think Amnesty International released a statement saying that the Pakistani government or establishment were using the legal system to keep him in prison.
And additionally, going back to that interview with Musharraf Zaidi, he states that our fathers had around 400 or something meetings with lawyers. He's calling those meetings, the court hearings themselves are what he's defining as those meetings. So the reason why he's having all of these meetings is because he's going to court, well, not even going to court, the court is held in jail.
Yes, because wasn't there a judge who recently complained about the fact that he had to join via WhatsApp?
Because they're not allowing him out of the cell.
It's a strange way to have a free and fair trial.
Exactly. And so all of those meetings with lawyers, they're within the confines of a court case.
Your dad's been in prison since, I think, August of 2023. You both chose not to speak out about his detention at the time when it happened. But in May of this year, I think it was, that you first broke your silence for the first time. You've carried on doing interviews. You're doing this interview with me. What has made you want to speak out like this?
We're private people. It's not that we chose not to speak online. We never would have spoken. We've never been political or spoken publicly about virtually anything. The situation right now is so desperate that we have to, we're forced to kind of take some kind of action, as opposed to feeling as helpless as we felt. Yeah.
Did your father talk to you about doing media? Did you consult with him? Is this the right thing for us to do? Do you want us to do this?
Yeah, well, we asked him before our first interview, and he said, yeah, do it if you feel comfortable, and just gave us a few pointers.
Because in the past, I understand that he wanted to keep you out of politics.
Yeah, exactly.
But the
I think
situation
he
is so
still
bad that even
does.
from his perspective, he's thinking maybe if my son speak,
Yeah,
people will hear.
yeah, I think so.
Have Pakistani media reached out to you? Would you be allowed on
Not
Pakistani media? I know
directly.
your dad's now banned from being on Pakistani media.
Yeah, I doubt it because his name's not even
But if
allowed.
you go in January, I can assure you there'll be some microphones shoved in your faces.
No.
So, Qasim, you've previously said your father believes that he's grown more in these past 2 years than he has in the previous 20. How so?
So he says he's grown spiritually and mentally. He says he's been strategizing for the past, especially for the beginning of the first 8 months. He said it was a gift being in there because he didn't have his phone. He didn't have people who were constantly at his door asking him for things, or he had full time to focus on what he could do to